Welcome back to Butler's Precision CAD/CAM. Today we're going to take our 2Jam part, we're going to create tool paths and prepare it to cut on the CNC mill. To begin, we have Inventor open and we need to find our part out of our H drive. So we're going to go up to the orange file in the top left hand corner of our screen and we're going to select Open. When our Open menu comes up, it should automatically connect to your H drive. First initial last name 000. If it does not, click on the pull down menu here and you should be able to select it. It should be the last one in the bottom of the list. And in there you should find your 2Jam part. Click to select it and select Open. Alright, now that we have our part open, let's go up above our ribbon bar. Remember the tabs that are up here. We want to change to our CAM tab, C-A-M. And the first thing we need to do in our CAM tab is go to the Jobs section in our ribbon bar and click the Setup folder. Once we click Setup, there's a few things that we're going to be changing in our model browser on the left hand side. You can see that there are 3 tabs going across the top. Remember, each one of these we work from left to right and from top to bottom in each tab. The first thing we want to do is change our origin. You can see it comes up defaulted going to the middle. We're going to change our origin in the work coordinate system from stock box point to model origin. And that puts it in the lower left corner. Then we're going to go to our second tab here. And when our second tab comes up, we're going to leave it at relative size box. However, where it says stock offset mode, we're going to change this to no additional stock. With no additional stock, let's go to our third tab, Post Process tab. In here, we're going to change our file name by highlighting 1001, and we're going to change this to 2Jam. And then in the bottom of our window here, we're going to click OK. So our part is all set up. The next thing we need to do is we need to create our drill tool path to drill these 5 holes that are here. So let's go up to the drilling section and click on the drill feature. Once our drill section opens up in our browser bar on the left hand side, we have 4 tabs going across the top. The first tab we want to select our tool. So let's click our tool button. And we're going to go into this skinning window on the left hand side. We're going to scroll down just a little bit to sample libraries. Underneath that is end mills. And we're going to choose tool number 2, 1/4 inch flat. And click select. Okay, that we're going to use for our drill bit to drill these 5 holes. Next, we're going to go to our second tab where we're going to select our geometry. Here, once we're in this tab, we're going to come around and we're going to select the holes. Now, you can put them into any order that you want to click them, because right now we have optimized order, so we're allowing the computer to determine what is the fastest way to cut these parts, or cut those holes. Next, we're going to establish our heights. Go to our third tab. And clearance height, retract height, feed height, the top 3, only the top 3, we're going to change to stock top and 0.2. Stock top 0.2, stock top and 0.2. Okay, so clearance height, stock top 0.2, retract height, stock top 0.2, feed height, stock top 0.2. Let's go to our last tab. Okay, and for our cycle here, we're going to drill and wrap it out. So what's going to happen is it's going to drill that hole, it's going to rapid retract out of the part, wrap it over to the next part or next hole, drill that hole and rapid retract out and complete going around. Okay, so that's what we want. Let's click OK in this menu in the bottom left hand corner. So that's our drilling is all taken care of. Next, let's move on to our pocketing. To pocket this hole down here and this one down here. So we're going to click our 2D pocket from the 2D milling section of the ribbon bar. Select 2D pocket. And before I choose anything, what I want to do first is I'm going to rotate this up just a little bit. I can do that by using my free orbit tool over here in our navigation pane, or I could click on this bottom corner between the front and the right side views. Okay, and that shows me that I can see this triangle area and this area right here that needs to get cut. Okay, so next, our ribbon bar, our model browser over here on the left hand side, we have the tabs we're going to work across from left to right, and each tab we're going to take a look at from top to bottom. The first tab, we want to select our tool. In a small menu over on the left hand side, we're going to come down, we're going to choose End Mills, and we're going to select tool number 2, 1/4 inch flat end mill. Click select. We're going to go next and select our geometry in the geometry tab, and I'm going to click this bottom surface here. Make sure you get that whole surface to highlight red, and the back side where this sort of face mask looking shape is. Make sure you're selecting that surface. Okay, after you select those two surfaces, we can go home. Then let's go to establish our heights. Click the third tab over, and once again here we want to change clearance height, retract height, and feed height to stock top and 0.2. Retract height, stock top, 0.2. Feed height, stock top, and 0.2. Okay, once those are done, let's go over to our parameter number of passes. Since this is a 1/2 inch deep, we're going to have to take this in multiple passes. So let's go to multiple depths, click on that to activate it, and we're going to change our maximum roughing step down to 0.25. And where it says stock to leave, we're going to uncheck stock to leave because we don't want it to come short to our dimensions. Let's go to our last tab, which is our linking parameters tab. Click on linking, and you can see here our safe distance, we're at red. We're going to take and highlight that and change it to 0.2. And then in the leads and transitions, we're going to change and uncheck lead in. We're going to uncheck lead out. In the ramp section, we're going to change our ramp type from helix to plunge. And we're done through all the tabs, and down to the bottom, we're going to check or click on our OK button in the bottom left hand corner. It's going to process that. We're going to go up to the top in our model browser here, click Setup 1, and it's going to go through all of them. That highlights all tool operations. Let's click Simulate. Make sure the check marks in front of stock is turned on, and then click play. It's going to go through and cycle through the drilling operation first. Then it's going to take and it's going to go through the milling operation, where it's going to pocket that next section out. Okay, remember that's taken in 2 different passes there. Once it finishes, and we don't have any collisions, no red arrows or red sections that are down here in the bottom, then we can click close in this menu on the left, and we're going to post-process it. Right up here is post-process. Click on that. We're going to make sure that we're going to our output folder. So we're going to click on the button here, and you're going to choose your H drive, first initial last name 000. It can also be selected over here on the left hand side of your screen. Click select folder. Our part name carries through. It says 2Jam. Click post button right here. Making sure we're calling it the right thing, 2Jam. Click save. Wait for it to finish processing, and then we get our HSM editor up here. This is where it shows all of our X, Y, and Z coordinates and our M and G codes that control the machine on the CNC mill. Let's X out of this up here in the top right corner, and then let's go to the orange file and down to save. We already have this part created. We're not changing anything for a file name, so we're just going to click save to update that changes for the cam operations. Once it goes through and cycles the change, you are finished with this part. Make sure you tell your teacher you're ready to go and cut your part on the CNC mill. Congratulations on finishing the 2Jam.